All right. So I did say I wasn't gonna do um, pretzel music anymore, and I wasn't lying. It's done. That's it. At least for now. It's okay to have it in the intro and when I'm coming in. But I really do. I had so much fun last week. Actually being able to chat with people because I was able to see the notifications coming in. So uh, for now, I think I'm gonna not keep it. So, speaking of El Chat, let me make sure I have this stuff open. Today we are gonna continue the saga from last week, um, which was actually last week I was working on the update or the updated version, more likely the updated version of that postcard idea that I had. I guess yeah, you could say it's a postcard idea, which I realize right now it's not. It's not on the screen. Let's fix that right now. Let's do. What am I doing? Oh, I see. I didn't have QuickTime on. Okay. There it is. So, nope, too big. A little too big. There we go. Great. So, last week, oh boy, last week, as boring as it was fun having everybody on. And I'm going to skip through this because we watched this last week, but essentially, this is what I'm working on, which is just a postcard idea of some manatees swimming. My favorite Everglades bird, which is a great blue heron. And this was the initial version that I had worked on. Don't like it. Mainly because, and this is what I explained last time, I realized I was kind of going all over the place. Some areas had more detail than others, and it didn't really look like a cohesive style. So, um, researching my own old work and sort of taking a deep dive into artists that I like, I started coming up with some studies and trying to practice a style for it. So I really was inspired this time by the art of Marie Blair, who is a very well known and very famous illustrator that worked for Disney. And she has this very sort of like deconstructed uh, gouache, painterly, and cartoony style. So those are the studies that I had worked on a couple weeks ago. And these I didn't do on stream. These were just like me off watching TV, getting caught up with my. What was I watching at the time? Something silly, something vapid that I didn't need to put my brain in. That Netflix show where people date in the pods. Anyways, after that, I was like focused. I did these tests with the leaves. There we go. And then that's where I'm at. But last week, what we worked on and what I started with were these leaves. Um, and with we this was my entire stream last week, just individually filling in and coloring leaves. That's all I worked on. So then later on, later in the week, I added those few remaining leaves, and now what I've been doing has been just adding shading in between. You can kind of see it there, adding shading in between the layers, so the shading that the leaves are casting on the lower layers of the plants. And that's where we're picking off today. So excited. No more leaf drawing. Well, sort of drawing leaves, just not as intense as last week. So get my glove on here. That said, I am still taking requests. So since I don't have that many followers and not many people watch, oh, I can't take this out. So you have a request if you're watching and you want to send it to me. I'm on both the, no, yes, now on both YouTube and Twitch chats. I've noticed the restream chat is very laggy, and this was one of the issues that I had last week, where I wasn't getting, or not last week, but before last week, I wasn't getting notifications of people. People have been messaging me this entire time, and I had no idea. Between the lag on restream and the nonstop notifications of Pretzel clogging up, it kind of gets annoying. So let's actually brings me to the next point, which is beginning next actually next week I'm not going to be streaming as huge stuff happening at work. I'm going to be doing stuff. But the following week, so let me see, I'm talking May 17th, when I resume streaming. I'm not gonna be streaming on Restream anymore. So then I guess I'll have to pick. I'm gonna look at my stats, but I'm pretty sure right now Twitch is, I have more active followers on Twitch, and most of my viewers on YouTube are post live stream. So people tend to watch my YouTube streams after they've been posted. So I think for now we'll keep it like that. Ugh. Okay, so there's definitely some weird stuff happening here with one of the layers. Hello there. Let me see. There we go. All right. Oh, I'm not. Am I on the wrong YouTube chat? I think I'm saying it. Oh, yeah, I had an old chat open. That makes sense. There we go. Yeah, I definitely don't want to use Restream anymore. I guess it was good while it lasted, right? But let's figure out what's happening here. What's happening here? Fixed it. I did something, pretty much, is what happened. Oh, I didn't fix it. Was it color drop? Oh, yeah, that is what it was. I just did a color drop. Okay. These are multiply 41%. Let's put them back on normal because I want to get an idea of the color that I'm using so that I pick this back up and continue with the same color. And it'd be great if I could figure that out from the get-go. But the problem here is because I share this iPad with my daughter, because we both artists and we both artsy. The color history isn't reliable. Okay, so let's bring it back to. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh. I think something just went in my eye. Art injury. I don't know if that's possible, but we can do it. We can make it possible. All right, so I was using the brushes that I'm using. Actually, I get to practice my plugin skills, even though I don't ever want to do sponsors ever, even if I even get close to that, because I just find that annoying. But I do like to talk about the cool crap and the cool stuff that I like. And in this case, I'm going to talk about the brush pack that I'm using, which I do mention a lot on stream. I'm using the Retro Supply brushes, and I'm using this set specifically, Drunk Sailor, for my stippling brushes. They have really, really nice brushes, especially if you like retro art. And they do sell them for Illustrator, Photoshop, and Procreate. So every once in a while, I would recommend not buying it right off the bat. Sign up for updates with them because they do have, through their email list, they'll send out sales notifications every once in a while, and you can get them really nicely like that. But they have great brushes. I love using their brushes. They have really nice throw packs, and they have this really cool pack of brushes that allows you to do CMYK layering as if you were doing old prints, like newsprint, almost like the, I don't know, I don't have enough of the art verbiage to be able to explain it. I think it's called color processing. Maybe I'm just blanking out right now, but it looks very cool. I've been wanting to try it. I do something similar with the brushes that they already have. It's possible, and they even talk about it, how to get that effect, or at least how to make it look like it. But to have an entire set that actually works for that, and they have guides that come along once you download the brush sets on how to make stuff look, vintage, and how to get those vintage aesthetics. Actually did that piece with that, which was really nice. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, so I gotta put reminders here. Let's put my reference here. And this is so that you can see the entire piece while I'm still going flippity flop here, because I like to flip and twist and turn my canvas around a lot. But that way you can get a full picture of what I'm working on. And since I was talking about the photo I got on the back. Can we do this? Can I? Yeah, there we go. Those are not very vintage. Not really. Oh, wait, I passed one. Hold on. This one's more vintage. There we go. I can show this one. This is actually directly inspired by a vintage postcard that was like 1920s, 1930s. I wish I had a hand copy of the original postcard because it's really funny. It's just as silly. But except it's not Santa. It's not even Santa. It's just some random guy being terrified by a snow golem. So, or goblin, which is great. And I actually I'm going to print these out probably for next year and send them out to people because these are just fun. That's not very vintage. There we go. That's the one that I have in my back. So hopefully you get the idea. There's halftones here. I'm gonna put it bigger. Look at that. It's so big. There's halftones there in the background. There's a lot of texturing. There's that print misalignment that you get, which is it looks really nice. I'm not going for that print misalignment. I am in this case. That's a little more than what I'm hoping to get from this piece. But what I do want to go for is very nicely like vintage painterly feeling, which is why we have so many textures in the sky right now and why there's all these textures and all these added little details on the leaves. So hopefully we get more. And I'm doing a lot of talking here. Gabby, come on, get to drawing. So right now I have, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of leaves. and then one background tree layer, and I'm gonna hide these so you can see that better. Here we go. I'm just gonna break it down. There's 4 layers of leaves. These are just the layers of the roots. I'm not working on them yet. I will add those on eventually. There's that background layer of leaves. There's that layer of shading for those leaves. And this is the one that I added after. This shading is actually the shading from the higher stacks of leaves, right? So then I have that layer of leaves, the second layer, third layer, fourth layer. These are the ones that we did on stream last week. And then I added the shading. You can tell already how how much more depth that adds, which is exactly why I did it. And I wouldn't have done it if I hadn't been able to practice. Like I got to practice that when I did the studies earlier in April. It makes such a difference. I don't think this is so much inspired by Mary Blair anymore. Now it's just like my own thing. There's certainly some techniques that I'm getting from when I look at her work, and some ideas that I'm getting from looking at her work. But if you've seen her work, and if you Google her right now, you'll see what I mean. She does do a lot of detail. I don't know if she'd do this much detail. But not to say like, I mean, I'm doing more detail than I'm used to. It's not an insane amount of detail though. Okay, I'm gonna put a clipping mask here because I want those shades to be limited to that layer of leaves. I don't want it to sort of like paint in the background. I'm gonna zoom in a little more just so you can get a better idea of where I'm coloring, because if I'm doing it too far out, you're not gonna notice. Oh, actually, hold on. Sometimes it's weird. These headphones are kind of weird. Sometimes I hear my voice just disappear, but I don't know if that means the audio is out or not. Preferences, brush cursor. That's what I want. So you can see at least where I'm moving this. Obviously, I'm doing a lot of this. It's a very pressure sensitive brush. No, I don't want to erase that. Where was I? No, I thought that was on the same layer. I think I'm trying to get a little further back. I want to get a better view of what I'm doing here. I'm not necessarily convinced that I'm done here. I'm trying to see where things need to sort of fall back. And I know this part's going to be covered by that bird later on, but that's no reason not to put work into it. I'll know it's there. I'll know it doesn't look good. You'll know because you're seeing me do it. The next thing I gotta work on is getting audio notifications on this. There we go. Okay, this is... Yeah, this is looking better. Even though I'm not putting that much detail into it, being careful and making sure that the shade I am adding is purposeful and has a defined place, even though I'm kind of like messily, very messily, just like someone upstairs dropped something. Even though I'm kind of just like messily adding these shades, it's doing such a good job of just making things look a little darker and a little more detailed. I'm very happy with that. All right. Also, it gives it more varied tones, which, yeah, I know I made these leaves all sort of like different colors, but you know, a tree isn't made up of 4 colors of leaves, so it does make a difference when it's all put together. All right, so that's one layer, and there I look. Tell me, Procreate, what's my layer count? I can deal with 14 layers. Once I have, usually when I work on Procreate, if you're new, just to sort of give you a rundown, and feel free to ask questions on the process. I'm using an iPad 7, doesn't have that much RAM, which means I'm limited to the amount of layers that I have when I'm working on a high definition piece, right? I don't like that to sort of stop me from, oh, I didn't realize this was still playing. I don't want that to stop me from, or limit me from using layers if I need to. And I usually don't allow it to. So what I normally do is I will copy the piece over and duplicate it and duplicate it. And usually I'll work on the background in one file, flatten that background, work on the midground or foreground in another layer, and so on. And then I'll snip it all together. Not snip it, blend it, stitch it. That's the word. Stitch it all together on Photoshop. And the reason why I do it like that is because I really like Procreate's playback and record functions, right? Like how it records and playbacks the strokes, and it just does a really good job of not keeping the BS. And even if it does, it doesn't keep much of it, I guess. So I'll keep working on Procreate. Also, I don't have, or I do actually, I have a very old drawing tablet, which I don't like to use because it's old. I try not to use it that often. It's also a very small screen. It's maybe a third of the drawing surface that I have on the iPad. So instead of using that, I continue to use the iPad and, you know, just try to work around the limitations that the iPad gives me. You know, I'm not going to let it stop me. That'd be crazy. All right, so I shouldn't put the serious shading on that topmost layer. But I will add it to this one. I think I'm gonna get a little lighter. Where are we here? Oh, I did add. Okay. Let's use my speed sliders. I want to make it a little bluer. This is just to get a sense of the color I'm actually going to pick here. Yeah. Okay. All right, so I'm going to add, in this case, is going to be softer shading. Softer than the one that's already there. I'm going to try to go sort of like clump, leaf clump by leaf clump. I'm going to be a little more careful adding these because I want it to be very much dictated by where the other leaves are casting that shade from. I'm not just going to add this haphazardly like I did with the other ones. Say, for example, this leaf should be in the background. This one has these two leaves right above. And that's where I'm going to focus this shade layer. Some of these, for example, in this case, you have this leaf that's not necessarily directly over, but close enough that I think it should still have some effect to that. This other one here in the bottom. In this case, I'm really just using this shade to give your eye like more information on the distance between the leaves here. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. Yep. Doing good. That's some good shading right there. So keep on going. Oh. No, there it is. All right. I feel like this headset cable's going around wild. Let me try to. There we go. Much better. All right. So we did these top 4. Going here now. I keep going around the perimeter before I move to the center. These I think maybe should be a little darker, only because obviously I wanna draw focus to the center of the piece, especially where I'm gonna have the closer to where the manatees are gonna be. Big news for manatees this week, actually. One silver lining of all the horrible news that we've been getting here in Florida. Looks like They're going to be getting some much needed assistance. There's been a massive die off of manatees lately. Many manatees have been dying because of lack of food, mainly lack of food. I mean, there's always been a worry about boats and people not following proper boating practices and rules and boating at very high speeds in areas where there's manatees and sometimes injuring them. But now the issue is, yeah, it's still people, but hopefully there's going to be some reprieve from that. Some really nice videos of manatees hiding out in some channels. Ooh, there's something happened outside. There's an ambulance. But yeah, there's some really nice videos of this past winter. Manatees hiding out in some people's like the channels behind people's homes. Just try to get some warm water. Even the manatees can't handle 70-degree weather. What are we doing here? Yeah, I can tell the difference from the leaves where I'm adding shading, the ones that don't have shading yet. Makes a big difference. No, that's too drastic. There we go. Make it a little softer. Ooh, almost done. Here we go. Hopefully. I was kind of hoping that I'd get to the manatees before this stream. I just wasn't able to put too much time on this over the weekend, but it is what it is. Just have to have very tight shading areas. Those are very close layers. This one too. That one can be a little more diffused. All right. It's a little easier when there's less, right? Okay. So I'm still kind of debating on whether I'm going to add branches because I don't want it to look too chaotic. So for now, I'm not going to add them. If I want to, I'll be able to do that at the end. But for now, I think that's it for the tree. Oh. So one thing I do want to do to sort of help flatten this, because these shades are directly being cut into this through a clipping mask. And these are directly into that. I think they're all under the same layer settings. Oh no, this is 27. Let's see what it looks like under 41. Oh, it's too dark. Yeah, I was gonna see about maybe putting them all on the same layer. I'll leave it for later. Okay, so those are done. Let me do some shading here for the roots. Doesn't have to be too intense because these are already very dark. It's not going to be that noticeable. Yeah, I was afraid of that. In fact, as I'm adding it, this color is lighter than the one that's already there. That's silly. Let me, I don't want to make it that dark. But you know what, at least for now, to see where I'm adding, that's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Let's use this as an eraser too. These brushes are so good. I'm not going for detail here, but I do want sort of like a nice, much softer gradient than that. There we go. Ooh, that didn't work. Actually, looks good. But too dark. I can't have it be that dark because I don't want. Good. And I'm gonna merge that down because I'm a beast. You. I said, if you don't draw, if you're not an artist and you've never done that before, the reason why I'm patting myself on the back here, as stupid and silly as it sounds, is because artists hesitate a lot, man. We, especially when you're doing digital art, I think it's part of it is, because you can do something 1,000 times and draw the same thing over and over and over before you actually commit to it. So we hesitate, and sometimes it's hard to commit to something. But I've been trying to convince myself, no, do it, commit. What's done is done. There. I like that color. Ooh, let's see what happens. Let's go down this little tree. This little line of options. All of these suck. All right, I'm gonna try. See if I use a different color here. Yeah, It's a little more red in hue. Yeah, that's good. I also don't want it to be that dark anyways, but that's good. Commit. Done. Committed. Not afraid. All right, I think the first animal that I'm going to take care of is going to be the heron. And only because I have the branches already colored, the tree already colored, and it's going to really sort of help figure out how it's all going to look. So let's try it. Let's do a heron. Yeah, it's going to be there. And this is my layer with my color references. What color am I going to go for? Well, let me open up my reference images so that you can see. There we go. And for my references, I use an application called PureRef. There it is. There's the heron. There's multiple herons. Yeah. I like herons. Move the chats. There we go. So color-wise, I think I'm gonna stick with the mid-tone. And go from there. Oh. To there. I'm gonna do the feet separately. So for now, I'm not gonna include them. This is gonna be hard. I know I did a study of this, but I'm still sort of not sure if I like the way that I did that. Oh, there it is. Look at this bird. That's a bird. I've seen birds. Actually, I went to the zoo this weekend and I got to see 2 of these in person. And they're terrifyingly big, which is great. Oh. Wrong brush. There's a leaf right there. Might have to mess around with that a little bit, maybe. That's right, I did go over here. Oh. Let's see what those studies look like. So I want to remember what I did here. All right. Not as interesting as I thought it would look. It should look okay, I guess. Hmm. Should keep this, but in low opacity. Sort of, kind of as a guideline. All right. I'm not going to use a clipping mask for this. Let's get dangerous. Let's see. I'm actually going to just move this here to the side. I won't it? Not that brush. All right, the quest is underway to find the perfect brush. These are my brushes that I've brushed up, created. Keep saying I'm gonna make them available. Well, now that my coffee's a little more set up, I definitely will. So don't forget to follow and subscribe. No, follow me on Coffee if you want some brushes, because I'll be putting these up for free once they're up there. You can follow me for completely free. I'm only going to be using Coffee later on to sell postcards and stickers and maybe little downloadables, but for now it's staying free. Do I have? Oh gosh, what's happening? I kind of want to copy this and have it as visual reference. Copy. And put it here. Paste. Wow, it's almost the same size. Yeah, he kind of changes color, like in this area. Obviously, it's good to have that because it indicates depth. But he's sort of multiple colors there. Let's see. Hmm. Nope. It is 9:30. About time for a little break. It's good because my back's starting to hurt. Oh, something cracked. All right, let's finish the chest of this bird. And then I'm going to go on a quick break. Come on, give me thin lines. Why are the pen's acting all weird sometimes? Oh, is nothing easy? Oh, cool, that worked. I wasn't sure if that was going to destroy what I had been working on or not. Where am I looking up? It's right here. Up here. Well, my references are up here. That's stupid. I think I really need to erase these lines because it's getting me more confused than anything. These look like messy feathers, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. Mm, no. There we go. I think. Yeah, not all of them. It's not like a full black crest area. But it does lead into the beak. A little bit for El Ojo. Actually, let me get that color out now. So I'm gonna mess that up right quick. Not sure yet if I should outline a bunch or not. I don't think I will. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna change the way it looks if I do that. All right, let's add some of that yellow beak. It's kind of like a weird beak situation. I don't know how detailed I'm gonna get with this. Clipping mask. No, what am I doing? Where is my... That works. And add the little white eye. And then I'm gonna take a break. Whoa, that's insane. There we go. All right, I'll take a quick break. In the meantime, I'm gonna do a playback. So feel free to watch a playback of the piece so far. You can get caught up. I didn't realize how long this thing was. It's gotten quite long. All right. Come on, pen. Get out of there. All right. That's right. We were drawing a bird. Oh no, I don't want that merged yet. Not yet, not yet. Should have definitely grabbed some water. So I ran out. All right, let's do some shading. Feel like I can get a little darker. Here we go. I'll do some shading in this area. I'm gonna separate that. No. Put that in a different layer. Oh, too dark. Not sure if you guys can hear this. No, it doesn't look like the microphone's big enough. There's some dogs going at it outside. Oops. Let's use, yeah. There. Well, I should actually be putting these on this other layer so that they're nice and on the tippy top. And not constrained by the clipping mask. Oof, that did a terrible job of that. That distortion was not worth it. Usually I try to make these look a little more natural, but that ain't happening. Not anymore. No. Did I just... Yes, I did. Weird. What am I doing? There we go. Okay. Let me use this color for these lines. Nope. Now I want to add the feet, the legs. Actually, I'm going to shade. I'm going to shade the little crest here. There we go. Nope. There we go. Okay. Let's put... I want to draw the perimeter of the eye. I don't know what it's called, but he does seem to have... Look at that. That's a creepy looking eye. Kind of make it look not necessarily just as creepy, but... Oh yeah. I'm gonna zoom in onto the little guy. For myself, I need to see this a little better. I think I might have gone a little too heavy-handed here. There. That's some soft shading. Add some of these colors here to the back of his neck. Oops. So now that he's relatively done, now I'm gonna add some legs. The legs, I think for now it's best to add them as a separate layer. With this color, and I'm gonna use a color fill. Just realized what time it was. So FYI, stream's ending soon. So, as soon as I finish this. That's what I always say. And then 20 minutes later, I'm still doing this. Whew! Had to sneeze. Real bad. Well, that didn't work. Guess I could put it at the top. There we go. Much better. Oh, that's a big brush. The manatee's legs are going to be, not the manatees, the heron's legs are going to be some of the darkest elements on this piece, which is why I didn't want to do the branches so dark, because I need to be able to get enough contrast there to have them be noticeable and stick out. So I'm hoping I didn't. I can tell there's still some range there. There we go. This, you know what, that leg, can actually be on a separate layer directly under this little guy here. And I can actually merge that little guy. It's this leg that gets a little tricky. Because first I have to make sure that this line doesn't get a little wacky. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this. And I'm actually going to save that selection. Oh, those are selections that I saved for the trees to be able to do area shading. What's happening here? Cool. And I do that a lot when I know I'm maybe losing a layer. Like if I'm going to get rid of it, but I like to keep the selection in case I want to use it later. If I don't have layers, I can at least have selection saved. Let me get the liner back on this and see if I can sort of erase here. I think I went over some of these lines a little too much. Mess around with my vibe here. Oh, let's try this a different layer. Okay, well, this looks good. All right, let's do it again. Let's select this one. Save that, delete the old one. And that way, if I want to do shading directly on top of it, and I've already merged if I want to edit something on top of it, and I've already merged them, I don't have to worry about it. All right. But I'm not going to merge them yet. Remove that. This is a... No, that's right. I'm not doing that with a merge. I'm doing that with this. This is too light, but this isn't going to be shading. This is just, if you see their legs, they're sort of two-tone. You know, they vary between a light pink to brown to black to red. So I want my boy here to have some varied tonality too. I actually feel like maybe I merged that one too soon. That other leg. So, ooh. Oh, I know what I can do. All right. Do erase. This is what I was trying to fix, that leg. Undo paint, undo toggle, undo save, undo, 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 undo select, undo alpha, undo merge down. There we go. Copy. And redo everything. Is that... Oh no, was I not able to? I know what happened. I selected the layer and okay, well, I guess I'll have to do it. I was just gonna copy it and then sort of paste it after, but oh well. Making sure I don't forget these little edits that I did. Differently. What did I do? Yeah. Oh, I like that. So it looks like here at least I added some. I don't think I may have done it on purpose. Oh no, I did. So when I first did that drawing, I did layer these two colors on. I put this sort of like emerald green down. And wrote it up the leg, and then I put the blue. Try to get the same one there. Wrong there. There, and what that did just added more texture. And you know what, I think I have this leg may be a little too thin. So I want to add in comparison to the other one. Oh, he looks so cute. I love him. I love herons. They're so cool looking. All right, ready to merge. We're gonna merge that one. Gonna merge this one, and now oh, I can't. Okay. I thought you could make them all into a clipping mask like that. Get on that, Procreate. Let me shade over the light one first. And this is where it comes in handy. Oh, I didn't. I thought I already saved the selection. I did not. Now I did. There we go. Now I can merge this down. And make this into a clipping mask, and this one, and this one. And now I'm going to select this. Add some shading here. And oh no. some shading there. Okay. Well, that wasn't clipped, was it? No, it wasn't. All right, so we have that layer, and now we're so close to dark black. Not there yet, but we're close. No, I'm not tracing the original lines as much, but it helps to have them. There, look at that. Look at this little fella. Can I see their nose? Not really. Wondering whether I should sort of, just like draw the line of the beak. Let's see. That was very smooth. He looks silly. I don't like that at all. Not that. Almost want to redraw mine so it's a fully yellow beak. Not redraw, recolor it. Could you imagine redrawing it again for a third time? No. Well, that actually worked pretty well for removing that. Hello. That was excessive. Whoa. Calm down. a beard. A beard for this, it's, you lose it. You lose it, it's gone. But not a bad idea to sort of close that in. But there. Wow, mira ese niño. Qué lindo se ve. Oh, I still have layers. So excited. All right, so I guess what I'm gonna do is, since I want the heron to look like it's in its space, so what I'll do here is I'll make sure these layers, these shading layers, can stand on their own. And what I mean is I'll make sure that they look okay without the clipping mask. So I'll have to select the layer under it, delete everything around it. And then what I'll do is I'll go back and use those same layers to do the shading that he's going to be casting on the mangrove tree behind. Or in this case, it's a sea grape. We'll talk about that another day. But yeah, look at this little boy. So proud. Very proud. Very proud because this has taken a long time. And I feel like I'm getting there. I don't know where there is, but it's happening. I'm not going to put the entire time lapse. At least what's been worked on over stream these past couple times. There. That's where I left off last week. Ooh. But thanks for watching. And no stream next Tuesday.